Okay, so fact check here, retraction really. The Transgender Visibility Awareness Day has been in existence since 2009. So a lot of people thought that this was being brought up to replace Easter. It happened to fall on March 31st. The White House has actually taken down the proclamation from Instagram. So yesterday I made a live video on Facebook joking about Biden's proclamation of Transgender Visibility Day. It seemed like he was doing something new because his proclamation had been issued on Instagram with such fanfare. By the authority vested in me by the Constitution, I do now declare. A number of news outlets, Fox News and the Western Journal to be exact, wrote articles saying that the White House was banning all religious symbols from their art contest. Turns out, according to the Catholic journalism website called The Tablet, the guidelines were put in place by the Egg Board, and the CEO of the Egg Board said that prohibiting overtly religious themes has been in place for 47 years. The Western Journal drew a contrast between the drag queens that were invited by Biden to the White House and these guidelines, basically saying that so children aren't allowed to express religious themes on a religious holiday. The guidelines say no overtly religious themes or symbols. So you can just chalk it up to the counterculture of the 60s. Who knows when it started? It really wasn't the case that the White House was trying to replace Easter with some kind of new cultural revolution, cultural Marxist holiday that was superseding everything else. At least not yet. So I think it's really unfortunate, though, that this rumor happened. It seems like it could have been avoided, but it really did look like there was some kind of serious disrespect for a religious holiday that is observed by the majority of people in the United States. The sad part is that Christians have been persecuted, along with Muslims and Jews, steadily for quite a long time. I mean, the Soviet Union sought out and killed millions of what they called class enemies, including all religious people, as well as just persecuted them and had quotas to just kill and kill and kill. That was just in the 20th century. So it's not like it's really far removed from us. A lot of that has been forgotten. So when things come up that are true, people will be less likely to believe them. This is how the game is played, folks. I regret my error, and I hope this has cleared it up. But even if they weren't trying to replace Easter, there's a certain tone deafness about much from this administration. Remember the first Memorial Day? The Vice President issued a rather clumsy tweet. The Friday before Memorial Day, she tweeted, "Enjoy the long weekend." But after the backlash on May 30th and 31st, she did acknowledge the war dead, similar to taking down the proclamation, which was made with great fanfare on Easter. And what's a good religious controversy without the Donald J. Trump Bible? Yes, if you haven't heard, he is selling Bibles. And of course, the left, which is obviously very devout and very Christian, is outraged that he is putting his blasphemous stamp on a Bible. They think he is ungodly because they believe the hype. Come to think of it, what is a godly man? Is it Ronald Reagan? Is it George Herbert Walker Bush with his highway of death from Kuwait to Iraq? Is it George W. Bush, who laughed about, oh, no WMD under there, but went to church? Is it Barack Obama, who professed to end the wars and then personally directed the drone targets? Is it a hopeless romantic? Is it someone who falls in love easily? How about someone who doesn't know what love is but is constantly physically propositioning women? Probably not. How about someone who is kind of somewhere in between but sees what's going wrong with our world? It's always the lone gunman or the lone madman. You would think that every once in a while, perhaps a potential leader would come up that everyone recognizes, but just hasn't seemed to happen lately. Never the good leader. I gotta say, it's pretty strange having these two controversies about religion juxtaposed at the same time. What are the odds? It's whataboutism at its finest. But seriously, the politically motivated prosecutions that are happening to Donald Trump, they have resulted in his assets being threatened. So yeah, he's a businessman. He's going to be selling many, many things. As always, please like, share, subscribe, and above all, keep calm and share complete facts. See you soon.